Hello everyone, how's it going? Welcome to Wild Rift 3.4 patch notes. It's finally here, the 2-year anniversary patch for Wild Rift. We got new champions, we got new items, we got champion changes, item changes. There's a lot to get through in this patch, and I'm really excited to finally get through this patch and to give you all the patch notes, because I think a lot of people have been waiting for quite a long time. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I will be doing a lot of content on this champion, on the new champions, on the item changes, new items, champion changes, and so much more. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But we've got 25 pages to get through, 6,050 words. So let's head straight into it. First up, we have the new champions that will be happening. Will be coming out this month. We got Gwen and Yone. We still have Vex and Warwick coming out in this patch cycle, but will be happening a bit later on. Gwen is a Baron lane AP mage, which I think is going to be really cool addition to Wild Rift, because we don't have a lot of strong AP champions in the Baron lane, and Gwen I think is going to be really strong, especially with the new items that are coming out as well. But she loves her scissors. She likes to snip around. She also has this annoying Gwen is immune thing, which I think a lot of people get annoyed about, because she has ability where she's immune, but nonetheless she's going to be really fun to play, and I'm quite excited for her. And then Yone as well, which is Yasuo's brother, so they have a very similar playstyle. They also have a very similar build path as well, so I think Yone again is going to be a very cool champion that is going to be coming out to Wild Rift very soon. So we've got 15th of September for Gwen, which is going to be the day one of patch 3.4, and then 1 week later we have Yone. So a lot of champions coming out, so I'm really excited for that. Some new features: we have a new champion score feature. We make some updates to and expanding on champion score. Previously you were able to only earn mastery for each champion, but now you'll be able to earn mastery for each role you play. Here's how it works. Pretty cool. There are five different tiers, 1 to 5. Each tier will have a different color icon. The champion will the score will be displayed on your profile page. Hovering over it on your profile will also show your top 3 champions in that role. For example, if you hover over the support role, it will also show you the 3 champions you have the highest mastery score on. Pretty cool. I like the new addition, to be fair. I guess we're gonna get tier 5 in mid lane, I mean ADC and support, and probably nowhere else. We'll probably end up in, actually no, is it 1 to 5 in terms of 1's the highest, or is 5 the highest? I'm not too sure. I'm guessing 5's the highest because it's on the right, but I'm not really too sure. But we're probably going to be the lowest tier in jungle, but you know, that is what it is. You'll be able to share your role score to your teammates in your lobbies. That's pretty cool as well. I know they've been adding a lot of things, saying like, you know, the win streak thing, which is pretty cool. What score you got in the last game, like what rank you got, like whether it's an S rank or something. So also adding that as well, which is quite interesting, because if you can share that your like jungle is your lowest tier, for example, then maybe you can get like a swap maybe to a higher tier role. We'll have to wait and see how that works in terms of being able to share it in your lobby, but pretty cool update anyway. Guild versus guild, which is unfortunately getting removed this patch. They're still keeping guilds in general, but they're removing guild versus guild. So recently we gave you an update on guild versus guild and guilds, but wanted to briefly touch on it here as well. After season 3, we'll be replacing the current form of guild versus guild with a whole new guild season. Here are some of the updates you can expect to see when guild season 4 or season 4 of Guild, starts on September 16th. So it's a few days after the patch, I believe. September 16th is a day after the patch releases. So while Guild versus Guild will be gone, guilds will be continuing to be in the game. You and your guildies are still stuck with each other, unfortunately. Trophy track is still here, so it's cool. They're still allowing guilds to get exclusive rewards. They're still allowing people to join guilds, which is quite cool. Simplified trophy tracking and missions, so you and your friends can hop into games and earn rewards by doing it, which is quite nice. Guild and trophy track will still have a season in its theme. Before Guild vs Guild end, they're giving everyone a little exclusive reward from September 16th to October 3rd. So October 1st, sorry. So that's pretty cool. Thank you all for your feedback. Give us Guild and Guilds, and please let us know how the new season updates to trophy tracks feel. Awesome. Quality of life updates. We receive some feedback that sometimes pings are difficult to use, so we're adding a new system option. The aiming and targeting of it is different from what we currently have. This new system is something that you'll be able to opt into, and we can't wait to hear your feedback. let us know if it makes ping smoother to use. Awesome. Okay, that's pretty cool. I understand what they mean, because sometimes it's difficult to ping your cooldown of your abilities. I think that's a big thing, because you have to hold the ping, then you have to scroll all the way, you have to go all the way down to the bottom to ability cooldown, and then drag it across to the abilities to show it. So maybe they're fixing things like that. Currently, players who get the final blow on killing a foe get the credit for kill with a banner, but often their teammates helped them get their kills along the way. True. By setting up the play or assisting them in some way. So this patch, we're also adding assisting champion icons to the kill banner. That's pretty cool. They have this on PC League. It's basically like a little champion logo that happens next to the kill. Basically what it is. Now Leona, who CC'd your foe for a year, true, will also get the credit they earned in the banner right next to you. That's pretty cool. We've also made some updates to the loadout system. You'll be granted more slots for items when building your custom loadouts. In game, you'll be able to view your loadout in the shop and see the order that you placed place the items in. Sorry, that's really, really cool. So they're allowing more slots. That means that maybe if you want to go for a more flexible build, maybe there's some items that you don't want to build every single game, but maybe they're situational, you can add them into your loadout now, so it saves you looking for them. You could just find them on the home screen straight away, which is very, very cool. You'll also be able to change out any of the items in your loadout if you need, because of the team comp or champion you're up against. There we go. That's exactly what I said. We hope to give you more room to add situational items to your loadout, so that you can easily swap to them when you're in the game. Really, really cool. I really, really like this change. It's also really cool for YouTube videos as well, because you can add in situational items to the loadouts. And obviously most of the time at the start of YouTube videos, when people like myself, you know, Darkbreaker and Hells, we do like a little bit of a theme at the start of the video where we run through the build. We can add situational items at the end, which maybe you can build instead. So I think that's really, really cool, not just for the game, but also for us content creators as well. Wild Pass, we got a new Wild Pass. Where's that birds of play? Notice superhero Jayce. I don't think there's anything here to really read through. We got superhero Jayce, which is coming, which is a new skin coming to Wild Pass 3.4. They also had some additional stuff as well. So the bonus reward section is now the Wild Rift Emporium. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Yeah, you'll no longer process linearly from levels 51 through 75, but instead there will be an exchange where you can claim rewards in order you'd like. So this is basically like you gain, I guess, tokens, or you gain points, and then the points that you gain, you can actually choose which rewards you unlock through the Emporium, which is going to be really, really awesome. Wild Rift skin augments are now here and will be granted if you claim enough rewards in the Emporium. Cool. Skin augment. So I think that's the new skin augment for Jayce, if I'm not mistaken. I think Jayce has like an upgraded version to his skin, so I think that's going to be the one where you can unlock it through the Emporium, which is going to be pretty cool. A simple set of repeatable missions for playing matches added. Have a cap and reset every week that will give you a steady momentum for just logging in and playing games. Awesome. Elite Passes purchases will receive seasonal missions, so you'll be able you can obtain all the rewards you want in the new Emporium. Awesome. Purchasing Elite Pass will also now grant you a new Rolls choice skin chest at level 1. Instead of getting any random chest, you can now narrow down the choices to just one lane role. So lane, mid lane, jungle, duo, or support. Awesome. I think that's really, really cool. I think this narrowing thing is great. I think the random skin chest, being able to narrow it down between a lane. So if there's a lane that you main, for example, me and duo lane, even though I probably have most of the skins already, you'll be able to narrow it down and try and get a skin maybe that you want, which I think will be really, really cool. And the Wild Pass is available on September 15th, which is the day of the patch. Awesome. New game modes. It's time to okay, yeah, that's a Yu-Gi-Oh. That's a Yu-Gi-Oh reference if I've ever seen one. For a limited time, you'll be able to hop into the Howling Abyss and duke it out in a true 1v1. I think this is going to be really, really cool. True 1v1 duel without any pesky supports trying to interfere. We want an even fight though, So we have a few rules for this mode. Okay, let's read through the rules. In order to obtain victory, you must kill an enemy champion 2 times before the shrinking circle appears. Kill the enemy champion 1 time after the shrinking circle appears. So this is very, very similar to PC League of Legends 1 versus 1 for those who haven't seen it before. But I think it is really, really cool. Destroy the first enemy tower. There will be a shrinking circle. Spawns 8 minutes into the game. The initial radius of the shrinking circle will cover the whole map. It will wait 30 seconds, then begin to shrink. The circle will complete shrinking at 9 minutes and 30 seconds, and the final radius is 5 meters. There will be continuous damage if you're outside the circle, and once the shrinking circle appears, the next death by a enemy champion will end the game for the killer's victory. I think this is cool. All champions are unlocked. Omnivamp is reduced by 50% against minions. Recalling to the fountain will allow you to purchase items. This is really cool that you can recall and purchase items. I think that's insane. Each player will start with 500 gold. Gold and experience generation are increased. Awesome. I think this is a great mode that's going to come out. I think 1 versus 1 is a really, really cool thing that people have been asking on PC League a lot. It was a really, really fun kind of option, I guess you could say, or really fun mode in All Stars for PC League of Legends, the event that they do. So then bringing it out to Wild Rift, I think it's gonna be great. I can't wait to play 1 versus 1. Maybe I have to play 1 versus 1 against some of you guys, but we'll have to see. This patch updates to ARAM. This patch we're also making some updates to ARAM during champion select. Okay, you'll now be able to purchase extra roles in ARAM with Poro Energy. Here's how it works. But do you really want to purchase extra roles? I mean, I'd rather keep the Poro Energy, to be honest with you. I would like this to be blue mots. Use blue mots for this instead, because we like, I have so many blue motes, or blue mots, whatever you want to call it, blue motes. Not Poro Energy. Fine. I mean, I guess it's okay. The existing A1 game flow is unchanged. You can use rerolls only in champion select. 3 rerolls will recharge as they always have, and you can store up to 2 rolls per time. After you use up all of your free rolls, you'll be offered the option to purchase extra rolls with Poro Energy. You cannot use more than 2 rolls that are called free and extra per game, and you have the use you have to use the free ones first. Okay, that means if you enter the lobby with 2 free rerolls, you cannot purchase more during that game. That makes sense. Extra purchases of rerolls limited to 3 per day. They reset each day. The first reroll you will purchase got 50 Poro Energy, 100, and then 200s. You cannot store up to extra rerolls. Extra rerolls are just the same as free rerolls. Rerolled champions are still pickable by allies. Cool. Okay. Like I said, I would have liked this to been blue mots, because I have so many blue mots at the moment that just sitting there doing absolutely nothing. But I guess Poro Energy still works completely fine. In addition to these updates, latest patch, we launched titles for ARAM seasons, and we've heard your feedback, and we have some updates to the name titles: Brawler, Warrior, Elite, Royalty, and Legend. Pretty cool. Events. Well, Yone's arrival. We do have some other events as well that are coming, but again, this is probably the only one for this month. So we have Yone's arrival, which will be happening on September 22nd, which is about Yone. You'll probably be able to unlock Yone as well, so I think that's pretty cool. Right, on to the interesting things now. On to the champion changes. Now, this is the first time that I'm going to be reading through these patch notes. So I have not seen any of these champion changes at all. This is going to be a complete blind reaction to the champion changes. I'm just putting it out there because this is going to be really exciting. Right, Akali. Okay, Akali's getting a base health increase, and the Twilight Shroud energy gain is also going up, and the max energy gain is also going up. Okay, so Akali is getting a little bit of a buff. This is quite interesting. I didn't think they were going to change Akali at all. I was thinking maybe they might nerf Akali ever so slightly, because Riftmaker is coming out, and Riftmaker is a very, very strong item for Akali. But this helps her a lot in the laning phase, which was a big downside to Akali in the current patch 3.3c. So them increasing her base health by 30 is really nice. And the Twilight Shroud, the second ability, the energy gain is also really nice. It means you can use the Twilight Shroud, gain more energy, which means you can use your abilities more often. And also the maximum energy gain as well has also gone up to 100. So that means that when you're in the Twilight Shroud, you gain energy over time, if I'm not mistaken. So really, really cool. I think this is going to be really, really nice buff, especially with Riftmaker coming out as well. I think Akali is going to be in a great spot in the next patch. Wow, we're moving straight on to J. No champions in B, C, D, nothing. We're just moving straight into J. We're moving on to Jayce. Mana recovery base stats is going from 9 to 12. Okay, so it means that he can use his abilities more often. And acceleration gate, the range form, the cooldown's getting lowered. That means that he can use his acceleration gate and shock blast more often. So they're making it so the mana recovery is more. So that means he can use abilities more often. And he's lowering they're lowering the cooldown of acceleration gate. This just basically means that players can use the combo more often because the cooldown is lower and also the mana recovery is more, which means that you can get more mana, so you can use the acceleration gate more often and also the shock blast. So I think this is quite a nice buff to range form of Jayce. I still think Jayce is in a pretty decent spot, to be fair. I'm quite surprised they actually buffed Jayce because I think that he is quite strong at the moment. I think this is maybe because of the build, maybe because a lot of players are building Manamune. Maybe with this you don't need to build Manamune anymore. We'll have to wait and find out. Jhin is getting a buff. Okay, let's go. Deadly Flourish cast time 11 frames to 9 frames. Okay, so that means that the speed of which Deadly Flourish is going to cast now is going to be quicker, which is awesome. But the root duration is going down. Okay, so it's a bit of an adjustment, I guess. So they're making it so the cast time is quicker, but they're reducing the root duration back to how it was before. This was a buff that happened quite a few patches ago, and this was the original numbers. So they're just adjusting that back. Cool. Okay, I think this is pretty interesting though. I think the cast time, I mean, we'll have to wait and see how it actually feels, but I think the cast time is going to be very cool. I think it's going to be very nice. I have to see how this feels in game, because maybe with the cast time and maybe with the root duration, even though the root duration is lower, the cast time might be able to make it more of a buffed as per se, because sometimes it's quite easy to dodge Jhin's second ability, but now it's going to be even harder to dodge. We'll have to see about that. Kayle, oh my god, Kayle is getting some huge change, a lot of changes. Overall, it looks like it is a nerf to Kayle. Oh, okay, some nerfs and some buffs. Okay, so I'm not surprised that Kayle is getting nerfed because Riftmaker is coming out. Again, very similar to Akali. Riftmaker is a core item for Kayle, and it will be very good for her. Passive hit damage. So the base damage is going down, but the percentage of ability power is staying the same, but it's not going down by too much, to be fair. I think the early game, it looks like it's pretty much going to be exactly the same on her passive. So this is level 1, level 5, level 10, and level 15, if I'm not mistaken. So early game is still going to be pretty much exactly the same, but it's late game really when it gets hit. But to be fair, when you reach level 10 and level 15, you have enough items anyway that you probably won't even feel a difference. So I think these changes won't affect her too much. The healing is going up at every single rank by 10. Means that she can heal a little bit more in the lane phase, which is quite cool. The third ability, passive hit damage, is also going down. This is probably rank 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is normally the ability that you max first. So you might be able to feel it a little bit, but you're only losing, again, like 3 damage each time, and the percentage ability power is staying exact same. But again, with Riftmaker, as I said, coming into the game, Riftmaker is a core item for Kayle, and I think the Riftmaker is going to be really strong. But I think then, like, they're getting rid of the AD builds, it looks like, from this. Just allow her to be more forgiving lane phase, but a less powerful late game, particularly with her like AD build. So yeah, that makes sense. So they're nerfing the passive, hit damage, the passive damage, to basically nerf the AD builds, but they're keeping the percentage AP there because they want players to build AP instead of AD on the Kayle. But I think with Riftmaker, I don't think you needed to change it anyway to make it AD builds. I think the Riftmaker is going to be a great item for her. And they're also increasing her ultimate cooldown. A little bit in the early game, a little bit in the mid-late game, but quite a lot in the late game, by 15 seconds in the late game. So I think that's going to be a big thing for Kayle's with her ultimate. But again, I still think she's going to be a great champion when it comes to Riftmaker. Leona's getting... oh my god. Leona is getting another buff. another, I honestly think this is like the third or fourth buff that Leona has gotten in a row. Slow and stun durations increased from 1.5 to 1.75. Wow, this is another big buff to Leona. How many buffs is Leona going to get until she's in a spot where Riot are happy with it? It's absolutely crazy. So 1.5 to 1.75 is going to be the slow and stun duration on our ultimate. I think Leona's in a pretty decent spot anyway. This is going to make her even stronger. Yeah, pretty worrying times. I think Leona is going to be pretty awesome, especially with like Relic Shield coming in as well, which is one of the new items, which we'll get into a bit later on. But really nice buff to Leona. Samira has been struggling compared to her peers. I think this is... okay, so I think the recent struggle of Samira is, yes, I agree with the base stats. I think her health was very low. She was a very squishy champion, and I do agree with the health changes that they are doing, but also because I think Samira is a different style of AD carry to other AD carries. The other AD carries, you could just sit back, auto attack, happy days. Samira is very combo heavy. She's very melee focused, and it will take players a lot of time to adapt and get used to her. I do agree that she was very squishy, so I think the base health in the early game is going to help her immensely, and also the same with the health per level as well, making her even tankier when it comes to late game. Great changes. I love this. I love these changes to Samira. This is awesome. Her passive bonus, base bonus magic damage has gone from 2 to 14 to 6 to 20, so she'll be able to do a little bit of extra base bonus magic damage, which is kind of okay. I think this is to her melee form, if I'm not mistaken. So her melee form, she gets extra magic damage when she hits enemies with melee form, so that's being buffed ever so slightly, but it's a nice buff nonetheless. And the flare attack damage ratio is going up, especially when it gets to the later game, especially because this is the first, this is not even the later game. This is normally the ability that you max first, so you're going to be feeling that extra 15% damage at level 6, basically. So at level 6, you're going to be feeling this, so that's going to be really big. Going to be big, dealing extra attack damage ratio on flare, especially because you build Bloodthirst, the first item, which gives you a lot of AD anyway. So I think this is going to be a big buff to Samira. Again, making her more tanky, making her deal more damage in melee form, and making her flare her first ability, which her shot deal more damage, is awesome. All right, moving on down to Sett. Haymaker attack damage converted ratio for expended grit is 15% bonus AD. Is now going to be 20% bonus AD. Okay, active attack damage ratio has gone from 15% bonus attack damage to 20% bonus attack damage. Okay, so Haymaker is getting a buff to the AD build of Sett. So this is kind of a, I guess, a little bit of a nerf to tank Sett. I mean, even though it's pretty much staying the same. But AD Sett in the Baron lane is getting a buff. I think this is going to be really big. I think that, you know, Divine Sunderer, Hullbreaker, Black Cleaver is still quite a good build on Sett anyway, and now this is like the Haymaker is going to be dealing more damage based on how much bonus attack damage you have. Awesome, great buff. I think this is going to be great for Sett. Okay, after her recent adjustments we made to Shyvana, she's in a good place overall, but we feel like her ultimate upgrade could be a bit more exciting. What, she gains Omnivamp now? What? Holy, okay, so this is when you reach 400 stacks. So now when you reach, holy shit, now when you reach 400 stacks with Shyvana, she gains 15 Omnivamp. By the way, Omnivamp is basically magic damage, attack damage, true damage. So all of this damage that Shyvana will be dealing, she will be gaining health back. Okay, I mean, that's crazy for Shyvana. That's a huge buff for Shyvana. I think the bonus health didn't really mean too much. I mean, like, what, 200 health is like kind of meh. You have enough items when you reach 400 stacks anyway that you're completely fine. Omnivamp is huge. Omnivamp means that she'll be able to stay in the fights longer, especially with Conqueror on top of that as well. You normally build Blades of the Ruin King. She's going to have so much physical vamp, so much Omnivamp as well. Oh my god. Okay, this is a crazy buff to Shyvana. I mean, Shyvana, I think, was in a pretty decent spot anyway, especially in the solo queue. In competitive, she's been played a little bit, but she didn't really look too great. But in solo queue, she felt like she was in a really good spot. But now she gains Omnivamp. I mean, okay, Riot. I mean, you do you, but this is a scary buff. I think when she reached 400 stacks now, I honestly think she's going to be unkillable. she's really going to be unkillable. She's just going to keep attacking, keep restoring health, and Executioner's Calling might not be enough. Anti-heal actually might not be enough because you have Conqueror healing for Shyvana, you have Blade the Rune King, you now have 15% Omnivamp. Okay, cool, I guess. That's really, really interesting. Right, Sion. Passive Glory and Death. Bonus health gain from killing minions and monsters has gone from 6 to 5. Okay, so they think that Sion is maybe a little bit too tanky. And bonus health gain from large monsters, champions, epic monsters, cannon minions, and siege minions gone from 20 down to 15. I think this is because of the whole Krugs thing at the moment as well. People have found that if you kill Krugs, you get 6 health every time you kill the little Krugs, and the big Krug gives you 20 health. So I think they're just cutting that back a little bit. Yeah. Is it stronger, more effective in the jungle than we anticipated? And while we aren't saying sayonara to him in the jungle, we're cutting away some of that power. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Damage, monster damage modifier though is going down as well from 150 to 120. And move speed capped to 800 during unstoppable force. Oh, that's sad. Sad that it's the movement speed is being capped. I think that's because of like the whole Yuumi Sion combo, because Yuumi was giving him extra movement speed and other abilities were giving him extra movement speed as well. So they're just capping at 800, make sure they don't abuse anything with like Yuumi, Righteous Glory, or anything like that. So overall a nerf to Sion. I think Baron Lane Sion was still completely fine. I think Sion is like in an okay spot. I think he was okay on release. I don't think he was great. I think Samira was actually better than Sion, but yeah, some little nerfs to jungle Sion. Tristana, is she getting another buff? Oh, she's actually getting a nerf now. Rapid fire cooldown is going up by 2 seconds at every rank. Oh my, oh, the controls to explosive charge. Okay, what are they doing here? Okay, this is a big thing that I was saying with Tristana this whole time. The explosive charge controls is so hard. Okay, controls. Tristana will now prioritize targets with her bomb. Huge. Tap casting will now prioritize turrets over minions. Huge. Oh, okay. These are big changes. Okay, so Tristana will now prioritize targets with her bombs is massive. It's huge. It's the thing that like Tristana players have wanted for so long, because sometimes when you jump in, when you use your third ability, when you tap the ability, sometimes it prioritizes minions, and it's the biggest pain in the butt you have ever seen in your entire existence. And this is the one thing why, in my opinion, Tristana was really hard to play. But now Tristana is now going to prioritize targets with her bombs, which I guess this means champions. I don't know. We're also looking at adjusting to both improve the feel around the spell to make Tristana. Okay, they didn't say anything about. Hopefully this is champions. I will have to get this confirmed. Hopefully this is champions. If this is champions, this is massive. And also tap casting will now prioritize turrets over minions. This means when you go towards, I mean, this is another big thing as well, is that sometimes when you're aiming the third ability, it's really hard to actually focus on the tower, but now it will focus the tower when you want it to. So you just walk into your third ability range, you just tap the third ability, boom, it automatically focuses onto the tower. I mean, this will make Tristana pushing power a lot more effective and a lot more easier, but obviously they had to compensate that by nerfing the rapid fire a little bit. But I think nerfing the rapid fire is fine. Because of Navori Quick Blades buff, I think it was really strong, because you could basically get rapid fire up basically whenever you wanted. So the nerf I think is fine, but this is the big thing. I love this. I love this change. Thank you. This is a change that I've wanted for Tristana for a very long time. So I'm really excited about the changes. Varus, recent changes have left Varus weak overall. What? So we're giving him some extra damage that should be effective for attack-orientated build. Hold on a second, what? His attack damage growth is going from 2.65 to 3.6. So he's basically getting an extra, I mean, it's not really that big. It's an extra 15 AD overall. But they're buffing Varus again? Holy, okay. I thought the Varus is in a pretty decent spot, but I guess that they didn't think that. So Varus is going to get an extra 1 AD at every single level. So he's basically going to be getting an extra 14 AD, sorry, because level 1 doesn't count. Extra 14 AD for Varus in the late game. Okay, cool. I mean, another buff to Varus, I guess. That's pretty cool. Okay, happy days. Happy days, I guess. Yasuo performing below our expectations after recent nerfs, so we're increasing his scaling attack damage. Oh my god. Uh-oh. Attack damage per level is also going up, which means that Yasuo will be getting some extra AD per level. Wait, why didn't they add the attack damage at level 15 here? Or maybe because they don't have it. But yeah, it's basically another 14 AD for Yasuo as well. So Yasuo getting a buff. A little bit scary, not gonna lie. Maybe this is because Yone's coming out as well. So maybe we get like the Yasuo Yone mid lane, the brothers mid lane, which is gonna be quite cool. All right. Yuumi, all I know with Yuumi, yeah, there's a lot of changes to Yuumi. That's all I know. Yuumi has been in a really, really strong spot for a very, very long time. I think I've seen some of these changes, but I'm quite excited to actually read through these changes to see what they're actually going to be changing to Yuumi. So her passive, bop and block. So the cooldown is getting increased by a hell of a lot. Holy, 18, 15, 12, and 9 seconds overall on her passive, which is kind of crazy. So the shield value is going down as well, 60 to 410, plus 25% ability power instead of plus 35% ability power, and it also removing the mana restoration. Okay, so the mana thing I think is the biggest part of this bop and block change, because a lot of Yuumi players were able to jump out, they were able to use her passive, auto attack, restore some mana, and then gain it back again. But now it's going to be a little bit more difficult. Current projectile adjusted. Projectile is no longer gated by distance from your attached ally. Instead, it has a time gated duration for 2.25 only. Okay, so it means that there's no... Okay, so this means two things. This means that if you stay... Okay, so before Yuumi, if you stayed within the range of the first ability, you can basically use it for as long as possible. But now you can use it for a longer distance, but now it has a timer. This basically means you can't use this as a threat during the laning phase where you're like going around this circle, like, oh, when am I going to hit you? When am I going to hit you? But now it's going to be 2.25 seconds. But now you can also launch it further ahead, which means that the slows are going to be quite nice the further ahead you go. Okay, cool. Empowered threshold has gone from 1 second to 0.5 seconds, which 0.75 seconds, which I think is a buff, because I think it's like 1 second until it becomes empowered and deals more damage, but now it's going to be 0.75 seconds. Could be wrong about that. Yeah, I think that is the case. Yeah. So the empowered damage is more than the base damage. Yeah. So it basically means that you're going to get the empowered threshold shorter now, which means that you're going to be able to deal more damage. So magic damage overall is getting a nerf as well. The base damage is staying the same, but the AP is going down by... the AP damage is going down by 5%. Empowered damage is going down as well. The base damage is going down for empowered. The AP ratio is going down, and also the target's current health. Wow, they're nerfing a lot. They are nerfing a lot to Yuumi. They're nerfing a lot of the damage, but the cooldown is going down. Okay, the cooldown's going down, especially in the early game, which I think is pretty big. I think the big thing with this is that the mana is not being changed. Because you can't restore mana now from your passive, you're going to have to be careful when you use your first ability, because it uses a lot of mana, especially with the third ability as well. It looks like the third ability is not even being changed as well. Oh, yeah. This whole thing with mana restoration is going to be a big thing that's changing to Yuumi. Okay, you and me. Bonus attack damage granted to Yuumi and attached allies is going down. Oh, I'm just trying to look at the numbers. Yeah, it's going down. So it's not going down as much in the early levels, but as you get into the later levels, it's going down, especially in late game, from 21% down to 19% times your ally bonus attack damage. Okay, so overall is a nerf to AD champions that Yuumi is going to be sitting on. In terms of AP champions, it's also nerf. Okay, so nerfing both AP and AD champions. Okay, they are really gutting Yuumi, aren't they? They're nerfing the first ability a little bit. They're nerfing the passive. They're nerfing the second ability. They're also nerfing the third ability as well with the movement speed. There's some pretty big nerfs to Yuumi. I don't really know what to think about this, to be honest. I think these are some really big nerfs. I think the passive is a big thing that's being nerfed. There are some other changes that happened in PBE, but I don't think they made it to the actual patch. Because I remember seeing a leaked video where they said that the passive shield only had a time duration, but it looks like they maybe got rid of that, and maybe they didn't want to nerf Yuumi too much because maybe she felt a little bit too weak in testing. So there's some changes here that weren't in PBE, but like I said, maybe they just changed ever so slightly. So wow, big changes, big changes to Yuumi. So we have to see how that is. ARAM changes, Hull Breaker. Has been adjusted to grant armor and magic resist to replace boarding. Cool. I mean, Hullbreaker was a useless item anyway. To be honest, I don't really know. I don't really care too much about ARAM changes. I'll scroll through this. Ultra rapid fire. I guess that's coming back soon. Looks like it. Leaked maybe. I don't know. Even though they didn't announce anything, but I guess it's coming back soon. So yeah, some changes on that as well. So if you want to pause the video, you can pause it if you want to. All right. Oh boy, we are 35 minutes in this video and we are only down to the items. Again, I know some of the items that are coming because obviously of the patch preview, but I've not read any descriptions or anything like that. Maybe I've read a few descriptions, but some of them are a little bit confusing, so we'll have to see. Right, new support items: Spectral Scythe, Harrowing Crescent, and Black Mist. These are big support items that are coming into Wild Rift. There's also a Relic Shield version as well. For those who don't know, Spectral Scythe is the attack damage or AP version of the support item, and you gain stacks every single time you do damage to an enemy champion when an ally is nearby. So as you can see, it costs 500 gold. So this is going to be your starter item for supports now. No more Ruby Crystal, no more Longsword, no more Amplifying Tome. This is going to be 100% your starting item for supports. You have a passive which gives you attack damage or ability power, which will be adaptive, and you have a unique passive. While near an ally champion, damaging abilities and attacks against champions or structures grants 30 gold. These effects recharge every 10 seconds, a max of 3 times, and earn 50%. You earn 50% less gold from killing minions and monsters. Okay. Interesting. And 100% bonus gold from nearby minions your allies don't kill, and you'll earn 1 bonus gold per 3 seconds. Okay. So I think overall this is going to mean that supports are going to be getting more gold. So you earn 50% less gold from killing minions and monsters. You're not going to be killing minions and monsters anyway. You're a support. Most of the time you're never going to kill minions and monsters anyway. So this doesn't really mean too much. I think this is to stop laners like barrel lane and mid lane from taking the support item, because that was a really strong thing in PC League. You earn 100% bonus gold now from nearby minions your allies don't kill. So this means that you don't have to rely on your AD carry farming now, especially in solo queue. This was a big thing, so which is a really nice change. But now you also earn 1 bonus gold per 3 seconds. Now the big thing about this is that this actually gets buffed as the item gets upgraded, which I'll show you a little bit later on. You also have another unique passive, which is a quest. So when you earn 500 gold from this item, it upgrades to Harrowing Crescent, and this item will only upgrade while out of combat. So now let's look at Harrowing Crescent. So Harrowing Crescent, it gives you 5 ability haste, which the item before doesn't. The unique passive is now it gives you 12 attack damage or 25 ability power, which is double the basically the first support item. And while near allied champion, damaging abilities and attacks against champions or structures grant 30 gold, which is the exact same here as well. So you're also going to be getting gold every single time as well, which is crazy. I think support items going to be getting crazy amount of gold. These effects recharge every 10 seconds, which is the same, maximum 3 charges. You earn 50% less gold, which is the same. You earn 100% bonus gold nearby. Yep, that's still the same. And you earn 1 gold per 3 seconds. So this is still exactly the same. And then if you earn another 500 gold, the item will then be upgraded into Black Mist, which will give you 10 ability hastes. Will grant you 20 AD or 40 ability power. So again, it's doubled again. You then earn 2 gold per 3 seconds, which means that in the mid to late game, you're going to be earning more passive gold every second or every 3 seconds, and kills and assists against enemy champions refresh the total cooldown of your enchantments. Another huge thing. This is another crazy thing. This means that you'll be able to lower the cooldown of redemption for Protobell. I mean, if you think of supports that are going to be building this, you're thinking of champions like Pyke, you're thinking of champions like Karma, Lulu, Sona, champions that want the extra ability power and the ability haste. Most of them, except for Pyke, will be building, redemption, maybe the new protect enchant. So you actually refreshing the cooldown of your enchantments by 40% is big. It's absolutely big. I think this is huge. I'm really excited for these support items because I've been playing a lot of support myself, especially a lot of like Karma, Sona, champions like that. You know, a lot of enchanted supports, Nami as well. So I think this is going to be a really, really cool thing. You get a lot of ability power in the early game. It means you're not going to be as tanky in the early game because you can't build the Ruby Crystal now. But it means that also you're going to be getting a lot of extra gold. A lot of extra gold. With the new support items as well, is going to be great. Right. Relic Shield, Targons, and Bulwark is the tanky version of the Spectre's Scythe. So you're going to be seeing very, very similar descriptions here, but a little bit different in terms of what you get. The same here, Relic Shield costs 500 gold, but this time you get 100 health in the early game. So that's interesting. So Spectre's Scythe, you don't get anything at all. You only get the bonus attack damage. Oh no, sorry, you get the attack damage or ability power. Whereas the Relic Shield, you get 100 health. Okay, so it makes you a little bit tankier. While near an allied champion, attacks consume a charge to execute minions below 50% health, 30% for range of their maximum health. Killing a minion grants yourself 120% of the kill gold, grants the nearest allied champion 100% of the kill gold, and heals you for 15 to 65, 50% of the minion's gold you earn this way is applied to your quest. Okay, these effects recharge over 20 seconds. Match there, you earn 50% extra gold, which is the same. Earn 100% bonus gold nearby minions, which is the same, and you earn 1 bonus gold per 3 seconds, and then you gain 500 gold per request. Okay, so the thing is that in PC League, some enchanter supports actually like to go for Relic Shield. So you can still use Relic Shield on ranged champions like Lulu, like Karma, and like Sona, you know, champions like that as well, because it still gives you ability haste, and but it gives you the maximum health instead of getting the extra AP and AD. So it makes you a little bit tankier. But I think this is really interesting. The big thing to note with this is that all you dual lane carries out there, I know there's a lot of you that watch these videos, make sure you leave your stacks, or make sure you keep an eye on the stacks of your supports, and make sure your supports last hit minions for you, because the thing is you get 100% of the gold anyway. So your supports taking your minions doesn't mean anything at all. It doesn't mean anything to you. You're still going to get 100% of the gold, but it means that your support is going to get 125% of the gold. So that means they're going to get their support items sooner. So this is a big thing. Make sure you bear this in mind. And also for you support mains out there, the big thing is that you want to make sure you leave the gold. So you leave the Relic Shield gold for only melee minions and cannon minions. The reason for this is that cannon minions give you the most gold of any minions in the entire game, unless it's super minions. But by that time of the game, you're probably going to have fully upgraded. This is mainly for the laning phase. You want to prioritize last hitting cannon minions first to get 125% of the bonus gold, then melee minions, then range minions. That's the order of gold you get with the minions. So you get the most gold from cannon, then it's melee minions, then it's range minions. So it's really, really important to bear in mind that when you have a stack, if there's a cannon minion wave coming, make sure you last hit on the cannon minion. Really, really important. Right, then Targon's Buckler, you get 150 health instead of 100. You also get the 5 ability haste as well, which is the same as the 5 ability haste here, which is quite nice. Again, this is going to be the exact same thing. While near a big champion, you consume, blah, blah, blah. Everything is the exact same here. The heal is exactly the same. The cooldown is the same. This is all the same as well, but 1 bonus gold per every 3 seconds. This is still exactly the same. And then when you earn 500 gold from this item, it upgrades to Bulwark of the Mountain, 200 maximum health, 10 ability haste. You earn 2 gold per 3 seconds, and kills or assists against enemy champions refresh the total cooldown of your enchantments by 40%. So again, it's very, very similar. So basically you have 2 support items now. This is probably the biggest change that I think they've done to support since Wild Rift has come out. These are so big. You're going to get so much extra gold now with supports, which means you're going to get more items. It's massive. It's absolutely big. Love it. Hextech Mega Drive is being removed. This item was a bit of a tragedy, to be fair. They tried to make this new item become a thing. I like the idea of the item, but I also like now that they've added the passive from Hextech Mega Drive into the support items. The introduction new support items quests, removing Hextech Mega Drive from the shop. Since the new Spellcraft passive, the new fully upgraded quest items grant, and the Tinker passive, the Hextech Mega Drive has filled a similar role. So yeah. RP Hextech Mega Drive. I don't think you'll be missed, to be fair. I don't think a lot of players were building it anyway. So anyway, moving on. We have some new support enchants. Meteor enchant. They're removing damage from the redeeming enchant, which I think is going to be a little bit further down the line, unless it's, well, it might be in the item changes further down the line. So Meteor Enchant is the damage version of basically Redemption that they're adding into it. So target a location within 30 range. After 2.5 seconds of delay, a meteor will fall from the sky at the targeted location, dealing 25% of each enemy's health as a magic damage, which has a 90-second cooldown. It's quite a long cooldown. Against champions, this deals a maximum of 500 damage and cannot be casted whilst dead. Okay, I need to close my window because there's noise outside. Of course, the time that I record a YouTube video that I don't have a lot of time to like do stuff, this happens. Okay, you shouldn't be able to hear any background noise now. We should be all good. Okay, so this is a pretty big thing. So this is going to be really big for champions, maybe like Camille, which guarantees the damage with her ultimate, or maybe champions that can maybe look to Meteor and then CC afterwards. We don't really have like how much damage it will deal in the patch notes, so we'll have to wait until we get into the actual game. But monsters deal maximum of 500% damage, so it's quite interesting. Protect Enchant, I think this is going to be massive. Costs 500 gold as well. This also costs 500 gold, so it's very, very cheap. Grant the next heal and shield ability you use within the next 3 seconds 100 to 25% increased heal, or 100 to 125%, I guess I'm supposed to say, increased heal and shield power based on its cooldown. Shorter cooldown spells get larger. Oh, shorter cooldown spells get larger shield amount or heal and shield. Oh, okay. So 0 to 20 seconds, granting you 100% increased shield. Oh, it is down to 25% increased. Okay. I thought it was like 100 to 125%. Okay. So the longer the cooldown, so this is things like probably Soraka ultimate, for example, the less healing you will get. Okay. I guess this is like to balance it out a little bit. It kind of makes sense, to be fair. So like shorter cooldowns, like 0 to 20%, you're going to get 100% increased shield and heal power. Awesome. I think this is great. I think this is so good. This is such a cool, unique enchant in Wild Rift that I think will be a great addition to supports. Protected enchant tracks the base value of the cooldown, not a scaled value from it. Oh, that's interesting. So you building ability haste will not affect the increased healing and shielding from the enchant. Very, very interesting. That's cool. I like that. I think this could be a great enchant to the game. They've also removed the things on Holy Grail. They did announce this as well in the patch preview. So RP Athenes, Trottles, I know will miss this item. I will miss this item as well, to be fair. I think it was kind of cool. I think it was a good like magic resist item for supports, but they're replacing it with Imperial Mandate. This is a big item. I love this item. Imperial Mandate is awesome. I love it. Imperial Mandate. Right, let's see the item build. So it's going to be Kindle Gem and Phoenix Coda. Whoa. Hold on a second. This item is only going to cost 2,500 gold, and it's going to be Kindle Gem plus Phoenix Codex. What? I mean, even the components are really good as well. Kindle Gem is really good because it gives you ability haste and health. Same with Phoenix Codex as well. Gives you 40 ability power, 20 ability haste, and 200 health. This is going to be a big item. And now the big reason this item is going to be big, and this is going to be kind of a buff to Ashe in a way as well. Abilities that slow or immobilize a champion. Yes, Ashe, spam your third ability. Deal 47 to 75 based on level bonus magic damage and marks them for 4 seconds. 6-second cooldown per champion. Allied champion damage detonates the mark, dealing additional, and yes, additional on top of this, 94 to 150 based on allied champion level magic damage and granting you both movement speed for 2 seconds. This is great for champions like Nami. It works really well for Karma. Is great with Imperial Mandate. It's going to be a great item for support. So also a great item for Ashe as well, because Ashe support might be a thing. I'm not even kidding. Ashe with this item is insanely strong because you keep proccing this constantly with your second ability. You just go Manamune into Imperial Mandate, into Black Cleaver, into like Trinity Force, into probably Mortal Reminder last item. You just get so much ability haste. You keep spamming it. You keep getting the movement speed from Imperial Mandate because everyone's going to be following up afterwards. It's crazy. I think this item is going to be great for supports and also great for Ashe. So be on the lookout for Ashe. I might have to do it. Might have to do a video on this. I'll have to wait and see. Hextech Gunblade is being removed. No surprise here because Riftmaker is being added. I don't know why they added. Oh, Riftmaker's down here. Because Riftmaker is being added, this is going to be different now. This is going to be the replacement to Hextech Gunblade. Hextech Gunblade was been in a bit of a weird spot anyway. I think Riftmaker is such a better item, such a cooler item than Hextech Gunblade anyway. So RP Hextech Gunblade, you won't be missed. Only Athenes will be missed. They also have another new AP item, which is Cosmic Drive. So combined path. Okay, so you build Aether Wisp, sorry, plus Phoenix Codec, which are not too bad. Plus 950 gold. Okay, so it costs a total of 2,900 gold, 70 ability power, which is quite a lot of ability power, 30 haste, and 5% movement speed. Okay, this is quite nice. I think the big change with this item is that they're changing this over. They're changing it ever so slightly to PC League. So on PC League, you gain ability power, but now you gain haste instead. So damaging active abilities and empowered attacks on an enemy grant you 30 to 70% haste. Yes, it's haste and not ability power now, plus the movement speed decaying over 2 seconds. So I think that's a big thing. I think this will work will work great on champions like Gwen will use this item, I think, really, really well. This could be really good for champions like Orianna that wants to spam abilities at range. I think this could be a really, really cool item. Subsequent triggers of Spellweaver from different sources refresh the buff duration and reset the movement speed value to the maximum. Wow, so you can just keep stacking it over and over again. So if you just keep spamming abilities over and over again, you just keep getting the 2 second refresh on the movement speed. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, each source has a 1 second cooldown though. I mean, that's still pretty cool though, because you can like keep spamming like your first ability, your second ability for Orianna. You can keep getting a refresh of the movement speed and the ability haste. I think it's gonna be cool. Only haste from items contributes to Spellweaver's movement speed. Okay, cool. Nice, nice, nice. So yeah, this is, oh, sorry. No, sorry. What am I saying? You don't, okay. You don't get extra haste. I don't know what I'm talking about. Your haste is based on like how much movement speed you get. Sorry, this, I'm completely whiffing this. My bad. It's not, you don't gain haste. I completely forgot. You don't gain haste. You gain your movement speed is based on how much haste you get. So it's 30% base haste plus 70% of how much ability haste you have. So only haste from items contributes to Spellweaver's movement speed. So yeah, I mean, you're still going to be getting low haste anyway, because you're going to be building like Luna's Echo, for example. This could be a really good third item. Luna's Echo, Seraph's Embrace into Cosmic Drive. It could be a really, really good third item because you're getting a lot of haste from Seraph's Embrace and Luna's Echo. So yeah, my bad. I said that wrong. So you only gain movement speed, but it's based on how much ability haste you have. Riftmaker. Riftmaker. Oh, interesting. Okay. So this is really interesting. So I thought that they would add the new tier 2 item into Wild Rift, which is the one that builds into Riftmaker. I can't remember the name, but they're actually keeping Haunting Guys as a tier 2 item which builds into Riftmaker, and they're also adding Phoenix Codex. So this is cost 3,200. You get 70 ability power, 150 health, 15 ability haste, and 15% Omnivamp. Remember what I said earlier about Shyvana and Omnivamp? Boom. This is also a big thing. So all your attack damage, all your ability power, ability damage, sorry, and all your true damage is all gonna be healing you. So Gwen, this works great for. Kayle, this works fantastic for. There's so many champions this works great for. Akali as well. It's gonna be a great item for all them AP assassins. Also, Katarina is another great champion. And this is why. For each second in combat with champions, you deal 3% bonus damage, stacking up to 3 times for a maximum of 9% damage. While this effect is fully stacked, you convert 100% of the bonus damage into true damage. Now, true damage ignores all armor and magic resist on enemy champions. So true damage will basically be ignored completely. But the big thing is this true damage, this 100% bonus true damage you'll be dealing, will be getting 15% Omnivamp. So you'll be healing so much on top of dealing true damage as well. So I think it's absolutely big item. Like I said, for Gwen, for Kayle, for Akali, for Katarina, they're the 4 champions that you have to keep your eyes out on with Riftmaker. Umbregrave is being removed. No surprise, really. I think Umbregrave was not really a great item anyway. I think it was kind of meh. But yeah, Umbregrave is being removed. But now we're getting Serpent's Fang. Another big item that I think is coming to Wild Rift. I think Serpent's Fang is a much needed item because shields are way too strong at the moment. You know, Karma shields, Lulu shields, summon area shields. All of this is just way too strong, and I'll tell you why this item's big against shields in a second. So it builds from Serrator's Dirk and Caulfield's Warhammer, which is the same as Ghostblade. It costs 300 gold, 3,000 gold, sorry. So you get 50 attack damage, 12 armor pen, and 10 ability haste. Okay, so dealing damage to an enemy champion injects them with venom for 3 seconds, reducing any shields they gain within the duration by 50% for melee and 35% for range. This is the big part. This is a really, really big item for champions like Kha'Zix, champions like, trying to think of AD assassins that could use this. Rengar is really, really big on. You can either maybe use this on like Pike as well. This is really good against supports that love to shield. If you're against Lulu, if you're against Karma, if you're against anyone that loves to, you know, get a lot of shields, then this is absolutely big. This is also pretty big for like a nullifying orb as well, which is really popular. I think this will also reduce the shielding from nullifying orb, which is quite cool. If the target was not affected by venom, reducing all the active shields by the same amount. This also reduces barrier as well. I think barrier is another big thing to notice with this. Yeah, big change. Okay, these are now changes to support item These are changes that I don't know about. I kind of know about the new items because of the patch preview. The changes to items I don't know about. Frozen Heart is getting another buff. Frozen Heart is going up to 30 ability haste from 25 ability haste. Okay, this is a crazy big change. Cool. We heard your feedback from players that they want to have the ability to make more spontaneous plays with Seedjar, so we're slashing the time it takes for the seed to grow significantly. Oh, okay. So Seedjar growth time is gone from 3 seconds down to 1 second. Okay, so this means that as soon as you use the fruit, for example, it's gonna happen. It's gonna pop straight away. This is really cool. This is really cool for blasting code. This means that during team fights you can keep blasting code, and if you want to disengage or re-engage, you quickly put the blasting code down. It only takes 1 second, and boom, you can stand on top of it, and you can create that distance between you and your enemy, or you and your ally, or anything like that. That's big. That's a really, really cool change. I really like this. This really makes a big difference in terms of like trying to be able to make plays, even like trying to make reactive plays now during team fights. Because if you want to make some cheeky plays like over a wall, if you want to make some cheeky disengage plays, then it only takes 1 second now for the plant to grow when you put it down on the floor. So I think this is massive. Locket enchant is now only going to be a magic shield, which we saw in the patch preview. I don't know about this change. I don't really like this change at all. I don't think Locket shield is going to mean too much. I mean, maybe if there's a lot. The problem is that AP meta has never really been a thing. Maybe it turns into an AP meta now with all these new items, but we'll have to see. I'm not really too sure. I don't really like this change, but we'll have to see if it turns into an AP meta. But in the current meta, this item would be useless because there's not a lot of AP champions at all. It's all bruisers, it's all AD assassins, it's all AD carries. Maybe you see some AP champions in the bot lane, but that's about it. Wow, Protector's Vow. Okay, they're actually buffing Protector's Vow. This is big. I like this. Okay, so Protector's Vow was not really a great item anyway, to be honest with you, so I think this is pretty cool. So the cooldown is going down from 30 seconds to 20 seconds, which is awesome. The shield amount is going up. The base is staying the same, but you're now getting 30% of your bonus health instead of 30%, but I guess they're removing the plus 15% of your ability power, so now it doesn't scale with your ability power at all. Okay, I mean, that's fine. I mean, most of the time this is played on tanks anyway, so I don't think this makes too much of a difference. Your shield priority is now not the closest ally, it's the lowest health ally. Wow, that's another big change. So it's prioritizing lowest health ally instead of the closest ally, which is pretty cool. I think this is also a really, really nice change. So depending on the radius of Protector's Vow, whatever champion is lowest in that radius is going to be getting the shield instead, which is awesome. And movement speed 20%, so you're not going to be getting a movement speed anymore. I think that's fine. I think you get enough movement speed from other items instead, like Ixtali, Seedjar, for example. So I think this is a really, really cool item. Cooldown going down this big. The buff to the 20%, they buffed it by 10% of your bonus health now, so they make it more of a tank item more than an AP item or a AP enchanter item, because they're getting rid of the bonus AP that you get. They're making it prioritized towards the lowest health ally now, but they're removing the movement speed. I think that's cool. I really, really like it. Really, really like this. This is a really, really cool change. Redemption enchant, they're removing the damage to enemies, but they're doing the delay of enchant redemption from 2.5 seconds down to 1.5 seconds. So that means that it will hit the ground and you'll get that heal much sooner. I still think redemption is going to be great, even though it doesn't damage champions at all. I still think that healing is going to be absolutely huge. I absolutely love that they changed this. This is a really cool change. And yeah, we'll have to see how this works, but I think it's going to be great for supports. I think the delay time going down by 1 second is also a big thing, because sometimes you kind of, the thing is with redemption at the moment, you kind of have to predict where your allies are going to go, or you kind of have to predict where they're going to be. But now you can maybe use it just on top of your allies, and maybe they'll stay in that circle for 1.5 seconds now. So I think this is a big change to supports. Repulsor enchants, Arsenal knocking back a champion. You gain 30% movement speed for 3 seconds, and the cooldown is going down to 60 seconds. Okay, this enchant sucked, by the way. This is a terrible enchant, but now you gain movement speed for 3 seconds. This is really cool. This was a big thing that I was talking about, is that Repulsor enchant is kind of cool, but you don't really get any benefits for using Repulsor. Like, Repulsor is like, okay, I knock back an ally champion. That's cool, but I don't really gain anything from it. Now you gain 30% movement speed for 3 seconds. So I think this actually could be a really big item for AD carries to knock the bruisers away. I think this could be really big, especially because it's on a 60-second cooldown now as well. I love this change. Sunfire bonus damage to minions and monsters is going down from 25% to 15%. Okay, I think it's because it was a pretty strong item on tanks in the jungle and also in the Baron lane, so they're just reducing the damage ever so slightly. Maybe reducing the pushing power as well for tanks, but I don't think that's going to mean too much. Okay, ability power, items, and system changes. Okay, so Haunting Guys. Haunting Guys is getting a change. Haunting Guys is going down to 1,100 gold now, which is obviously the item that builds into Riftmaker. Ability power is going from 25 to 30, and the health is going from 200 to 150. But obviously, they're removing the Madness passive because... Wait, they're removing... Oh, wait, that's interesting for Liandry's, actually. So basically, they're removing the passive completely. So what does this mean? Okay. Wow, so maybe Haunting Guy still builds into Liandry's tournament, but they're just removing the Madness passive completely now from Haunting Guys. Okay, this means that as a tier 2 item, it's probably going to be a lot weaker, but it now builds into like Riftmaker and also Liandry's, which got a huge massive buff this patch, if the leaks are true. Okay, interesting change. It's nice that it's cheaper, nice that it gives more AP now, a little bit less health, but I think 1,100 as a completed item is quite a nice value. Infinity Orb is going down in price from 3,150 to 2,900. 900. It gives you 85 AP now, but it now reduces the health to 0. So now you don't get any extra health with Infinity Orb, but it now goes to 85 AP, which is a huge buff, I think, to Infinity Orb. I think the gold going down and the AP going up is a big change, and a big thing is that other stats remain the same. So Infinity Orb is the one that you could do crit damage when enemies are low on health with your abilities. So I think this is pretty cool. I quite like this. This is a pretty cool change to Infinity Orb. Liandry's Torment, combined path and cost. The build path is now Haunting Guys, which is what we just looked at, and Blasting Wands. So now you need to just spend an extra 1,000 gold to get Liandry's Torment. Okay, pretty cool. Total cost is 3,000. Your ability power is staying the same, and your maximum health, your health is also staying the same. Okay, so they removed the Madness passive again, but now they have a new passive called Torment. So ability damage deals 1% of the target's maximum health. Target's maximum health magic damage over 3 seconds. Right, ability damage does 1% of the target's maximum health. Target's maximum health and magic damage over 3 seconds. Okay, this damage doubles if they are slow or immobilized. Okay, they don't have this anymore. Oh wait, what? Oh, I'm stupid. This is not even the right thing. This is what it is at the moment. Sorry, I'm stupid. This is what it is at the moment. So this damage is doubled if they're slow or immobilized. So they're getting rid of the slow or immobilized. Now dealing ability damage burns enemies that take 20 plus 1.5% of the ability power plus 1.5% of the target's maximum health as bonus damage per 1 second for a total of 3 seconds. This 1.5% of ability power is pretty damn big. So if you get like, what, 100 ability power is like an extra, I mean, it's not that much. It's like an extra, what, 1.5 AP. You also have to bear in mind the extra 1.5% of the target's maximum bonus health. But like, if you get like 1,000 ability power, for example, that's like an extra like 10 AP that you're getting with the extra burn. So you're already getting 20 as a base, and it's plus 1.5% of your ability power, plus 1.5% of the target's maximum health. This could be a big change for Liandry's Torment. I think that old Liandry's Torment was only used really with like Rylai's Crystal Scepter, for example, as like a combo, which is kind of meh. But now it actually becomes quite a cool item. We'll have to definitely test this one out. Moronomicon, the total cost is going from 3,000 down to 2,700 gold. Another big buff to an AP item. It's reducing the ability power ever so slightly, reducing the health. But I think the gold, I think I like how all the AP items are now going to be cheaper because Death Cap was such a big thing. But now all the other AP changes or AP items are going to be cheaper. This means that you have alternatives now. Yes, it doesn't give you as much ability power, but I think that's why people built out the Death Cap, because the other items were very similar in price, but didn't give you as much stats. But now Moronomicon costs 300 less gold, gives you 60, gives you a little bit less ability power and gives you a little bit less health. But I think that overall is a great change to Moronomicon. I really like it. Prophet's Pendant, which is the tier 2 item. It's gone from 250 to now 1,000 gold, which is quite nice. Gives you more ability power, no health, and a little bit less magic penetration. So that's quite nice. So you get a little bit of extra ability power now in the laner phase if you build Prophet's Pendant, which this builds into Infinity Orb and Moronomicon, which is quite cool. Rabadon's Death Cap. Okay, combine path and cost. So Nishi Large Rod and Nishi Large Rod before, but now it's Nishi Large Rod plus Blasting One plus 1,100 gold. I think this is the big thing now. The big thing with Death Cap is you have to wait 1,100 gold to upgrade both the Nishi Large Rod and the Blasting Wand, which, bearing in mind, is not as good tier 2 items. So you're going to be sitting on weaker tier 2 items instead of both the two Nishi Large Rods. And you're going to be waiting an extra 400 gold now to upgrade it into Death Cap. So this is a pretty big nerf. I mean, you won't really think that this is a nerf, but it's a pretty big nerf to Death Cap. Yes, the overall cost is lower, but you sitting on them two weaker tier 2 items is a big change. And also the ability power has gone down to 110 from 120. So another big change. Oh my God. I have not seen this at all. This is a huge change to Conqueror. Okay, we're revising Conqueror Tooltip so it reflects this rune intended functionality. Tooltip update. When fully stacked, gain bonus physical damage and magic damage against champions. Now, when fully stacked, you gain bonus Omnivamp. Attack damage, magic damage, and true damage. So this is going to be a big change to Gwen. I love it. I love this. I love this change. This is also going to be big against champions that deal a lot of true damage as well. You know, Kayle as well with Conqueror might return and be a thing because of Riftmaker. But now you're going to get a lot of healing with Riftmaker plus Conqueror. I don't know. This is... these are crazy changes. These are crazy changes. Right, system changes. Okay, here we go. Minions. Lichen has always been a difficult leveler to balance around, as the jungler has little control over it. Okay, we're aiming to make Lichen less viable and will be balancing junglers based on them not receiving a leash. All laners will now clash at the same time. Okay, cool. The first minion wave in Baron or Dragon lane gain movement speed. What? Okay, so this this is a big thing. This is a big thing. This basically means do not leash your junglers. Your Baron lane wave and your Dragon wave are going to be getting there the same time as the mid wave now. And if you notice, the mid wave is there before the jungle camp even spawns. So I mean, this is a big thing that like both laners now are going to both Baron lane and Dragon lane will have to go to their lanes as soon as possible. The same with the mid wave now. This is big. I think it's a big thing. This means that we don't have to rely on supports leash and jungle camps for 30 fucking seconds doing absolutely nothing at all, which I absolutely hate. It's a stupid part of the game that I absolutely hate. Because you're an AD carry, you're in lane, you want to get lane priority. Meanwhile, your support is leashing your jungle camp for God knows how long. And the same as support. It same happens the other way around as well. This is big. I like this. This is cool. Yeah, first minion wave in Baron and Dragon Lane is going to be gaining bone move speed. Awesome change. Love this change. I think this is great. I think this means that we're going to get a lot more priority now, a lot more lane priority on champions and on laning phase now for the Baron wave, Baron lane and Dragon lane, which is great. I love it. Omnivamp is now truly Omni. Oh my god. It'll work with true damage in addition to a feature called physical vamp, which is what I just said. Gain health when dealing magic and finish damage. You now gain health when dealing physical, magic, or true damage. I'm curious if they change this for the boots. I'm not too sure if they're going to say this in this, but I'm sure they change this for the boots now. Because I think this is gain health. Yeah, I think the boots now will now be also true damage instead of magic damage or physical damage. I'm not too sure if they change the boots. Maybe we'll have to see. Passive gold. Gross security has a placeholder to help supports with more gold. Okay, I thought they would remove this. Pay this with the least gold on the team gains 2 gold per second. I thought they were going to remove this. If they still kept this in the game and kept the passive gold that supports get as well, this would have been broken. Supports would have got so much gold and they probably would have had the most gold in the entire game. But now they're removing this. This is fine. I think this is okay as a change. This is great. Currently mid laners can use Scry and Orb to reveal junglers very easily. To combat this, we're pushing back the spawn time so junglers can plan out their routes with gameplay. Okay, so they're reducing the early spawn time of Scry's Bloom. That makes sense. That means that when you have priority in mid lane, when you have push priority in mid lane, normally you roam, you hit the Squire's Bloom, you see where the jungler is, so you can plan out where they're going to go. But now you might not be able to do that as much. Awesome. Smite will now prioritize epic monsters while casted by quick casts or flickering. It's a big change. I like this change. This is a really nice change. Sometimes when you just tap Smite and you want to try and smite the objective, it never happens. This also makes Baron stealing, Dragon stealing, Rift Herald stealing a lot easier as well, because you don't have to aim your target onto the Rift Herald or the Dragon. This just means you have to stay in range now. When you stay in range, prioritize it always prioritize epic monsters. I love it. That is it. 1 hour and 10 minutes of patch notes. I love this patch. This patch is great. Not only is there loads of new champions, there's also some cool champion changes. I think the item changes are the big thing as well. You can see look at all these pages we just went through. We just went through 6,050 words, 25 pages of patch notes. I can't wait. This is going to be a great patch. I can't wait for it. 2-year anniversary of Wild Rift. If you did enjoy this video, sorry it was a long one. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure you leave a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel because there's a lot more content that's going to be coming out very soon. So take care of yourselves. Have a good rest of the day, and I'll see you all in patch 3.4. Peace.